Hi everyone. Okay, first of all, oh my god, I look crazy. Okay, ignore this. I don't know what's happening hairstyle-wise. Hairstyle-wise. Okay, this is so crazy beautiful. This is Anne Hampton Callaway, who's Liz Callaway's sister. So I played Liz before in Carrie, and I've done a lot of deconstructions of her. This is Anne, her voice is so cool. It's like an oboe, a cello. It's just basically a musical instrument. And her musicality is unbelievable. So this is Alex Rybeck, by the way, playing piano, and he did the arrangement. It's a great arrangement. It's Anne. It's so impassioned, and there are just so many amazing riffs that come from an acting dramatic play. So we're going to start from the beginning. So it's Blowin' in the Wind. It's in 3/4. How many road 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So just know that because they're going to go into 4/4. But notice that it's in 3/4. The first thing I love is that she does a consistent riff. Before you can call, ba. She's always doing that riff. Ba, it's always like bunk, gunk, gunk. So just notice that because she has it continually. I also love that she begins it. She's just really smart dramatically. She keeps doing this. Oh, I have a very, 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 very quiet voice. Before you can call him a man, just constantly like, oh, this voice, it's going to remain incredibly small. Really? Tricks your style. So spot the smallness. Then I love the double triplets. First, it's a quarter note triplet, and then like a 16th note. She goes, before, therefore, ever been. So before, therefore, one. Maybe it's not necessarily a triplet, but I love ever been. Ba, ba-da-dum. So first it's a slow, then it's fast, then crazy quiet. Oh, this voice is never going to get loud. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in. Now, what I love, the crazy spin vibrato on the, which we're going to hear. And then vowel change. Now, I normally don't like vowel changes, but it totally works on this because she's like, I'm capable of singing wind with the proper vowel, but when I want to sass it, I open up the vowel. She goes, the answer is blowing in the wind, blowing in the wind. I'm just obsessed with that wind, wind. I don't know. Believe me, I'm anti-vowel changes, but it totally works in this. Plus, I also love dividing the word blowing into blowing. The answer is blowing in the wind, blowing in the wind, bum bum. So it's literally two notes, blowing. So what I love is not only am I dividing the syllables, I'm actually giving it a different interval, blowing in the wind. Okay, here we go. God, it's so good. It's on their the album that they did live, and I was actually at. Here we go. Okay, I have to find it. Wow, am I version of finding it? No, I already had that open. This is what I want. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's so good. So we're in 3, right? 1, 2, 3.
How many roads must a man walk down
Get ready.
before you can call him a man?
I just want you to hear that riff one more time because it's consistent. That riff keeps coming back. Always keeps coming back.
Before you can call him a man. How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonballs fly
Triplet.
before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Get ready.
The answer is blowing in the wind. Blowing in the wind.
Okay, this is what I want to talk about. So first of all, you heard that fast vibrato. In the wind, blowing in the wind. Then I forgot to tell you that it goes into 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1. So it went from 3/4 to 4/4, which by the way is tip of the hat to Day by Day and the finale from Pippin, which I will deconstruct on another day. But a song that goes from 3/4 to 4/4. But Spot, by the way, if you don't know the song, it's by Bob Dylan. It's the most like beautifully poetic, amazing song ever. But just spot how musical Anne is, and I love it goes from 3/4 to 4/4. Then we're going to keep going. Here we go. And also, I'm sorry, I love the sassy Alex Ryback when he goes dong 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 baganka gong gong in the piano. Listen to that. Okay, here we go.
The answer is blowing.
Here we go. Spin vibrato. Ah, so good. Okay, let's keep going. How many years can a mountain exist before? Now, by the way, I love the arrangement here because it's just bass. It's like boom, dong, dong, and once in a while the piano goes, but like it's mostly just the bass. All that building. This whole song's about building. How many times? Blue note. How many times? So just education. Blue note is usually a flatted third. So spot that instead of how many times? Bum ba ba bum. That's a tonic. Ba ba ba. That's a third. That's a flatted third. That's a blue note. So instead of how many times, starting on the fifth, it goes to the tonic, but it goes above the tonic to the minor third. How many times? Blue note. Must a man turn it? These lyrics, by the way, I'm obsessed with. How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? How many years can one people exist? It almost makes you cry before they're allowed to be free. Isn't that amazing? It's such an amazing lyric. And then how many times, this is also beautiful, must a man turn his head pretending he just doesn't see? I don't know, these lyrics are so moving to me because it's about civil rights, and justice. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then she does the same thing. By the way, instead of going, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind, she goes, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. She goes up. Now she changes the melody. Ba 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 ba. And then the same thing. The answer is blowing in the wind, blowing in the wind, and the open vowel. Okay, here we go. God, this verse is beautiful. Here we go.
How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? And how many years can one people
now listen how impassioned this is.
Before they're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times must a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? My friend, well, it's blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Blowing in the wind.
Modulation.
How many times must the man look up?
I don't want to give it away. How many times? Go to the blue note. So, how many times must a man look up? So aggressive. By the way, you know what it reminds me of? The Money Tree. You know, it's song by Liza Minnelli about, like, we'll get back together when all these things that will never happen happen. And she goes, when the rain falls up. Anyway, so how many men does a man look up? Before he can see the sky. Now, what is that riff? Before he can see, I will always love you. It's literally the same riff. I love that it goes also into head voice just like Whitney does. It's a total Whitney riff. How many commands before he can see you? So just spot that. How many ears? I love the hard R. Ears can one man have before he can hear people cry? And then she's like, I got to come up with something new, so I'm going to add my signature growl. How many deaths? So just spot, she adds a sassy growl. This is a crazy, devastating lyric. How many deaths? This whole song is so moving to me. How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? I'm sorry, like, this song is so beautiful, and the arrangement is beautiful, and she sounds amazing. It's just a perfect combination. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind, like we heard before. But now, sassy backup happens. Liz Callaway joins in with Alex, and they're going, blowing in the wind. Just spot the sassy backup, blowing in the wind. Spot the sassy backup, and then something I want to analyze in a second, but let's just listen, and then let's do that. Okay, here we go. Don't forget the Whitney Houston riff.
How many times must a man turn his head?
Okay, we'll go into it.
Pretending he just doesn't see. The answer, my friend, well, it's blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Blowing in the
That is great. C. Ah, such a great riff. I'm sorry, I gotta hear it again. Modulation. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the whole thing I keep saying that riff she keeps doing that I love. Died. It's that little quick half-step riff. I'm sorry, here it comes. It's a motif. Then they add sort of a sassy, almost gospel, like, she goes, and if we listen. Here, listen, I'll play it for you. Okay, so, might figure out what to do, and then she goes, because someone had a dream. Okay, so what I like is sort of, it's like, because someone had a dream. Now, obviously what she's saying is talking about Martin Luther King. It's like, the I have a dream speech, but every time I hear that, it reminds me of, because she's not revealing it, it's like, because someone had a dream, I'm not going to say who it is, and the only reason it makes me crazy, because it reminds me of my old health teacher, who, had a list, but that's another story, but the point is he always added an R to every word. Like my friend Edna, he was always like, Edner! And because it was, health, he'd always be like, he had a list, he'd be like, syphilis and gonorrhea. My point is, he would tell us these sort of health stories and try to surprise us. Oh, someone had a dream, so he'd be like, I'm going to talk, this is probably totally true, then I got to get back to the song, but he'd be like, I'm going to tell you about a substance, maybe some of you have heard of it, maybe some of you have seen someone smoke it, maybe some of you have even tried it, it's called marijuana! Anyway, that's what reminds me of all this, someone had a dream, it's called marijuana! Okay, anyway, that's my point. Keep listening. And listen how beautiful the voice gets. Okay.
The answer, my friend,
So beautiful.
is blowing in the wind.
Did you spot that? The crescendo, the slight crescendo on the vocals. Listen.
My friend is blowing in the wind.
Oh, wind. I'm sorry, one more time. It's so controlled, the voice.
Is blowing in the wind.
And listen to the high soprano out of nowhere.
The answer is blowing.
And just by the way, the last note. It sounds like the audience is not interested. It's like full silence and a smattering, but I think everyone's in a state of shock, and then they totally love it. But listen at first, it's just silence and then a smattering. But what it is I think everyone was in a state of shock by how beautiful it was, and we're like, do we disturb it by clapping? We don't know what to do. But at first, if I were Anna, I would have been having a full panic attack. But then you find out that they love it. Anyway, here we go. Listen to the ending. It's beautiful.
The answer is blowing in the wind.
Audience. And then craziness. Smattering. Anyway, it's such a brava. Get the whole CD. It's called Boom, and both Liz and Ann sound mozzing. And on that note, peace out. Oh, come see my show, Leicester Square Theatre, August 10th.